Hey all, welcome back to Richard's Toy Room once again. Today we are doing a toy restoration. Well, you might look at this and say, doesn't look like it needs restoration. Well, let me reassure you that it does. If you've seen my other video, which it seems to be one of my more popular videos on my channel, this is the Matchbox Nightmare on Elm Street Talking Freddy Krueger. I believe he's about 18 inches tall, and he has clothing, boots, his trademark glove, his hat, which is still attached with the, I don't know what these things are called, the little things they hold tags on the clothes with. But the problem is, here's his pull string. As you can see, it's just dangling there and does nothing. It's stuck. It's seized or something. Now these had problems even when they were new. Now the other one I have is Mint in the Box, and he talks pretty good. I think he might be just slightly too fast, but nothing like what these normally end up like. They usually talk so fast you can't even understand what they're saying. Now, I bought this, I got it pretty cheap, in the hopes of taking it apart and seeing if I can fix the voice box in this. And if I'm successful, and I can figure out what's wrong with it, and I can see how they're constructed, I may be able to transfer that skill over to other Freddy Krueger and Pee Wee Herman dolls, which is basically the exact same doll. In fact, there's rumors, but I kind of think it was somebody playing games of Pee Wee's being found with the Freddy Krueger voice box. But looking at this, it looks like it would be pretty easy to swap it out. So it would actually kind of be a fun little joke, but anyway, that's up and above what this video is going to entail. What we're going to try to do is get this voice box out and take it apart and see if we can get him talking right again. So anyway, I was looking at it, and it's just a little bit of Velcro here holding his sweater neckline together here. But on here, there's one screw holding what appears to be probably this ferrule that the line goes into. I'm guessing it probably will slide down through the little slot here. And then up here at the neck, there is what looks to be a common plastic tie strap. Now, I may not be able to reuse this, but because usually they're you pull them tight and then you cut them to fit, so it'd be hard to push it back together enough for it to catch, because there's nothing left of the end of it here. But they're, assuming I have this right diameter, which it's probably very common, it shouldn't be that big of a deal to replace it. But you can take these apart without damaging them. So I'm going to first attempt to get that off. So I think we're going to just cut this because I can't quite get it loose. So I want to carefully do it so I don't damage anything else. There we go. Okay, I snapped it. Yeah, there's no way that would have went back together. It was under a lot of tension. So anyway, I'm assuming this head should come off. Actually, it appears that it is attached to the voice box. So let's take the screw out. If worse comes to worse, he'll just be a non-functioning display item, which is not a big deal. I mean, he looks great as it is. But it would be nice to be able to fix him and get him working again. So let's see. Now we got a little bit of thread here. The only thing is this is not going to go through this hole. I can tell that right now. But Let's see where we are at this. Now it kind of does feel like the wires in his arms are attached to this box that is probably the voice box, but we don't know how they're attached. I think I am going to have to take this thread off of here between the hole and the top, because there's no way it's going to fit through. So that's an easy couple of threads to sew that back up. So I think I'll just cut the threads on this, unravel it here. It'd be nice if it would have been a zipper or something. Alright, we got the threads out. Now let's see what happens. If anything will come out of here. This head's got to come off of here. I think it's just tight. It's probably on a little lip. Well, it almost looks like it may have to undo the rest of this. Now, if I could get his head off, that would make it a lot easier. Then I wouldn't have to disconnect the original attachment for the hat, and I could take the sweater off. I don't want to pull too hard on this head because the part that it's attached to is just a very thin bracket, only on one side. I think if I heat this up with a hair dryer, it'll probably come right off. Finally! Whew, that was a pain. Alright. So now that we did that, let's get this sweater out of the way. Help a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut a few more threads on this to get this out. Okay, this white part is the body, and there are some screws holding talking mechanism on. Still doesn't explain to me how the... Well, I guess you're supposed to untie the string then to get this through here. Guess I could do that. I don't really like having to retie these knots, but actually looking at it now, it almost looks like somebody has done that before. Let's get talkie talk off of here and see if we can get a little better look at it. So here it is. Don't look like there's a whole lot to it. I'm sure it's probably similar to the Mattel talkers. It's got 2 screws and a tab. Well, here goes. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we won't have a springle flying or something on us here. Okay, there's the cover and the speaker. Here's the mechanism, the needle, the record. Got this little spring here, which I think is, that adjusts the speed of the voice. Let's see what's underneath here very carefully, because I don't want a spring going flying like I said. It appears to have an intact drive belt as far as I can tell. As far as why the string is stuck, I have no clue. It appears to have no tension. So maybe something did happen to whatever runs the spring in this thing. Well, I don't think we have much to lose by pulling it apart. I just don't know what's in here, and I'm just, well, there we go. It just made its decision for us. It popped open. Okay, I think I do see a spring down in there. That's interesting. So I'm not exactly sure what happened to this. The spring is unsprung, but it's not like the kind in a Mattel where you have to kind of already wind it before you put it in. The center white part is what winds the spring. So I think we're going to try something here. Let's put this belt back on. This part here goes on here. I think this fell off of here. It's the only place it looks like it goes. Need to wind this up and then put the top on. Should have worked. Okay, well, obviously this is going to be heavily edited. Sorry, I did a lot of this off camera because it was really troublesome. As you can see, if you remember, inside there was the record and the governor and all that jazz and spring underneath it, and I was trying to figure out which way it was pulling the spring in order to get it to pull the string back in once you released it, and I was doing it backwards, it turns out. I was looking at it the wrong way in my mind. So after I looked at it again, I thought, wait a minute, I think I figured this out. And what I needed to do was tighten the record up. It has like a one-way clutch in it, so it doesn't, somebody probably pulled the string once it was out. They, like, I don't know, they must have like really yanked on it or something in order to get it to do that, and pulled it past the one-way clutches. I think that's what happened. And so if you turn the record to tighten the spring, you have to turn it counterclockwise and then leave the string loose. Then when you, and this is really hard to do with even with two hands, put it all back together, not with the speaker, but just the plate in the middle. Then let it go, and the string will pull back in from the tension of the spring. So that's what I did, and I got it to actually pull the string back in. So I tried it a few times. So then I put the speaker on, and it was talking a little bit too fast. Not bad, but a little too fast. So if you go back and look at the video before, I'm sorry I already put it back together, but there's a little, like, looks almost like a little comb right here on the side with little pegs, and there was a little thin spring that you can adjust to like 5 or 6 different positions. And the more you put it towards that way, which would be more tension on the rubber band, the slower it'll go. And the less tension you put on it, the faster it talks, which is a common problem on these. And also you have to make sure that that one little peg, which is attached to that spring, is on the inside of the belt, not the outside. So now, as you can see what happened, I'm not going to pull the string here, I'm just going to pull the whole unit. Sounds great to me. So now all I got to do is put it back together and sew that shirt back up and get a new tie strap for the neck, put the head back on, and we're all set. So hopefully that won't be a problem. Next time you see it, he should be all back together. I'll probably give him a little cleaning too while I'm at it, just to spiffy him up. You know, I think this hat's on backwards. I think it goes that way. Yeah. I think his hat was on backwards too. But anyway, oh, sorry, I thought I was showing you that. Anyway, so let's get them all back together, and I think we're done. And that wasn't, well, I shouldn't say it wasn't hard, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was just a little convoluted trying to figure out how this thing worked. Now, hopefully, it's not something that's actually damaged on this thing. I'm hoping it was just something, a fluke that somebody did where they just, like I said, maybe yanked the string too far, and so I won't have to pull them apart again. But I don't think that's going to happen, because if he breaks again, I think he's just going to be a non-talking Freddy. So let me go fix that and we'll be back. Alrighty, well, as you can see here, we've used our handy-dandy dollar store sewing kit. Sewed that back up, strings all in. Couldn't find a white tie strap, but you won't see it anyway, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if it's that big of a problem, I can find one later and cut it off and put a white one in. I'm sure I have some lying around somewhere, I just couldn't find them right now. But anyway, I mean, it'll work. It's just the color. So now we're going to use the hairdryer and heat this neck plug up, plop his head back on, tie this tie strap on, cut the extra off. Well, first put a sweater on, and clean him up a little bit, and he'll be done. There you go. Completely restored. Just like new. Maybe better. Thanks for watching. I hope you return for more videos. I have fun doing them. I hope you have fun watching them. This guy will go on my shelf next to Pee Wee Herman. I guess I'll have to do a video on him. He works perfect. Maybe I should have switched their voice boxes. That would have been pretty neat, huh? Once again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. And we'll see you soon.